Facing pipeline delays because of Azure DevOps parallelism limits? Create self-hosted agent pool, configure the pipeline, and deploy your Power Platform solution from DV to test, UAT, and prod. Fast and control. Let's dive in. Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'll walk you through how to create and configure a self-hosted agent in Azure DevOps, step by step. You'll learn why self-hosted agents are critical for enterprise CI/CD pipelines and how they help you run Azure DevOps pipelines more reliably, securely, and without waiting for hosted agents. I've already covered Azure DevOps organization and project setup. Links are in the description. Now I will show you how to create and configure a self-hosted agent. A self-hosted agent runs your Azure DevOps pipelines on your own machine or VM. It is used when you need more control, faster execution, or access to internal resources. So let's get started. How do we create that? First, you need to have an organization, and this is my global SharePoint organization I've created. I have logged in there. From the organization settings, I navigated to agent pools within the pipeline section. Here you can see the Azure pipelines and default agent pools. These are out-of-the-box pools. And this one is the self-hosted custom pool that I created. Now let me show you how you can create another new one. Just click on the Add Pool button. Select the pool type as self-hosted. Name your agent pool. The naming should be meaningful. Make sure that auto-provision this agent pool in all projects checkbox is enabled for pipeline permissions. Then click on the Create button. That's all. Now your agent pool will be created. That's how I've created my custom self-hosted agent pool. I'm not creating this. I'll show you the configuration from the existing one, which I already created. Let's click on this existing self-hosted agent pool. Go to the Agents tab. I have already created and configured this agent, which is in an offline state. I'll show you how to make it online. Then click on the New Agent button. Here you'll see download options based on your operating system, Windows, Mac OS, or Linux. For Windows, you can choose between 64-bit and 32-bit versions, and by default, the 64-bit agent is selected. Then click on this Download button. You can see the PowerShell command instruction for the configuration on this page. The file will be downloaded in the zip format. I have extracted the zip file in this folder. This is the extracted folder content. Now I need to run the config command, followed by the run command in Windows PowerShell. While running the config command, you will be asked to pass a couple of parameters. I'll show those next. From this download screen, also you will get the installation instruction. The first command is nothing, but you need to create a folder, and then your downloaded zip file will be extracted. You can do this manually as well as I did. Then you need to run the config command from the path where you have unzipped your downloaded file. While running this command, you need to pass various parameters. I will show you what are these parameters. I'll explain that. So let's close this window. I already downloaded it, and I have this file, as I showed you. This is the file. This is my PowerShell screen, which I opened as an administrator, and ran the config command successfully. This is the path where I have extracted the downloaded zip file. Then started running the config command. Next, the agent setup prompts you to enter the required parameters one by one. These are the values I've provided during the configuration. The server URL is nothing but your DevOps organization URL. Authentication type is selected as PAT. Once I provided all the required parameters, the self-hosted agent was installed successfully on my machine. I've explained these parameters in detail in my blog. You'll get them from there. After successfully installing it, I ran the get service command to verify the status of this installed self-hosted agent. To make it easier, I've highlighted the parameters along with the values I entered. I'll go to my blog, and I'll show you what these are. This is my blog. In this table, I've explained each parameter that you need to pass. For the server URL, you need to pass your DevOps organization URL. The authentic type is PAT, which is the default value you will see during the command execution. This is the personal access token you need to pass. I'll show you where you can generate this access token code. Let me show you how you can generate the personal access token. From your organization settings, go to User Settings. This is my user. Then click on the Personal Access Tokens from the Security section. Click on this New Token button. Give a meaningful name to your personal access token. Select the expiration days. Here you can select 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or custom defined. Based on your day's selection, the expiration date will be set. Then from the Scopes section, click on the Show All Scopes. For the agent pools, select Read and Manage. For the deployment groups, select Read and Manage. For the pipeline resources, select Use. That's it. Then click on the Create button. This is how I've created the personal access token, which I passed to the PowerShell config command. For your reference, I've opened my personal access token, which I already created and used in the config command. One important thing to remember: when you create the personal access token, copy it immediately. Once you close this screen, you can't access it again, and you'll need to create a new one. This is my personal access token value I've passed. Let me explain the rest of the parameters. Then you need to pass the agent pool that you created in the Azure DevOps. This is my agent pool that I passed to the config command. Then you need to pass the meaningful agent name. Then pass the default work folder. For the run agent as service pass Y. Set enable service SID type unrestricted to N. Select NT authority / network service, the default service account. Set prevent service starting immediately to N, the default option. If everything goes fine, you will see this message for the final service status, started successfully. That's it. These are all the parameters you need to pass. In this blog, I've explained each step in detail. I will mention the blog link in the description and pinned comment. Once this is successfully installed, you can see your agent status as offline and the current status as idle as it is not running. So in order to run this agent from your pipeline, it must be made online. So how can you make this online, right? For that, you need to run another command from the same location. I'll just run the run command. The agent started running. It should be online now. Yes, you can see the agent status changed to online. It was just in offline mode. Now I can use this self-hosted agent pool in my pipeline. In my pipeline, I've passed my custom self-hosted pool name here. Using the self-hosted pool, I have run this pipeline, which ran successfully and deployed my Power Platform solution. From the development environment to the prod environment. I'll create a separate, dedicated video on configuring CI/CD pipelines in Azure DevOps and deploying Power Platform solutions from development to test, UAT, and prod end-to-end. Stay tuned. This video is coming soon. That's all for today. I hope you liked and enjoyed this demo on how to create and configure a self-hosted agent in Azure DevOps. This approach helps you run your pipelines independently, especially when you face parallelism limitations with Microsoft-hosted agents, where approval requests can take time. Using a self-hosted agent lets you run pipelines instantly, with more control and flexibility. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful tutorials on Power Platform, Copilot Studio, Azure DevOps, Microsoft 365, and SharePoint. And if you want to level up your AI skills, check out my Copilot Studio Masterclass playlist, designed from beginner to advanced. The link is waiting for you at the end of this video. Thank you.